we take a look at how Chelsea and New Boys Huddersfield have dealt with pre-season. We travel to Italy as Fabrizio Ravanelli looks back at his time in the Premier League. And we hear predictions from those in the know ahead of the upcoming season. It's Pedro, and Pedro could be in! Pedro is in! 30 seconds!
The only way that I know is to work very hard with my players, to prepare in the right way next season.
Ignato's gone all the way and scored a beautiful goal!
For me, this league is very tough. The players are enthusiastic, but we are working very well to prepare in the right way.
Batshuayi brightens a grey evening and takes Conte to the cusp. All hail the Chelsea champions, Conte's blue blood kings of England. In the end, the best team won it, and won it comfortably.
2 months after their coronation day, Chelsea were well and truly back to work. The Blues travelled to the Far East to prepare for the new campaign. In Singapore, the current champions were welcomed with open arms.
I think it's amazing as a Singaporean and as a Chelsea fan especially. We have seen the players perform so much and bring so much enjoyment and excitement to our lives on the TV screen. Now we get to see them just a couple of hundred meters away.
It's just unbelievable. A lot of us guys, when we joined the local supporters club, this has always been a dream. So to finally see it happen, I think it's crazy. It's a dream come true. I mean, I've been to the bridge, but for them to come here, it's a different thing altogether.
It's crazy. They know more of Chelsea history than I do. The fans are they're crazy about the club. They love the players, and you can tell that before we go training, everyone is waiting outside to get an autograph, just to take a selfie with us and everything. It's good to see fans that love their club so dearly.
No surprise, perhaps, that one player who wasn't on show was Diego Costa. The Spaniards being widely tipped to join Nemanja Matic as one of the Blues' summer departures. But to the delight of the fans, Alvaro Morata was one of a number of new additions put through his paces. The former Real Madrid striker, a firm favourite already.
We were at a training session yesterday. We were singing his name, we went nuts. I don't know how many times we sang his name. And he turned around and waved, and it was fantastic.
From what I know, these aren't the last signing, so you can see that the intent is to broaden the depth of the team.
I'm really excited for this season, like how Chelsea is going to put up a good challenge in Premier League as well as in Champions League as well.
Victor Moses notably shone last season. Since joining Chelsea in 2012, the Nigerian had struggled for first-team action. But with Antonio Conte changing the Blues formation to 3-4-3 to suit his defence, Moses has been flourishing in the starting lineup as a wing-back.
First of all, in training, the very first day, he put me in there and he went through it with me. I was still quite short about it, but it was just one of them things that you just go help the team, whatever position you want to play. And I'm that kind of player that I can play in a position. I just stay focused and then just take in everything they were saying to me. And that was my opportunity to express myself, and I showed the manager that I'm ready to do what it asks of me. And I started enjoying my football after that, which was very good and feel a lot more comfortable, and just want to keep on enjoying my football.
He is making merry music with the Chelsea supporters, Antonio Conte. He's giving this football club back its heart and soul.
He's a great man, he's a good manager. What more can we ask for? Came here last season and then won the Premier League. It's just a manager that will talk to you and advise you in the right way to make sure that you're in the right frame of mind to go out there and play and enjoy your football. Always very passionate about the game, and he wants everyone to do well as a player. and they encourage us very well to make sure we go out there and express ourselves, to give everything that we've got, really, to make sure that we win every game.
Having failed to win any of their final 3 warm-up matches, it hasn't been the best pre-season for Conte's Chelsea. But Moses did score when the Blues took on Arsenal in the Community Shield. He's confident his side have put in the hard work ahead of the new campaign.
It's not going to be an easy season for us, so we're looking forward to it as a player. That's the main reason we're doing the pre-season at the moment, trying to get fit, trying to get as much players as we can, gel to give us a team, and make sure concentrate next season and trying to do the best that we can.
Huddersfield Town, a club steeped in history. The first side to win 3 consecutive English top-flight titles is ready to write a new chapter. Securing promotion via the playoffs propelled the Terriers back into the top division for the first time in 45 years.
We go up with -2 goal difference. We go up without scoring a goal in the playoffs. The goal we scored was our own goal. We go up without winning one of the games in normal time, all of them in penalty shootout. Yeah, but this was the story of this team. This was the story of this football club. This was a team, and is still a team, which never will give up.
To be fair, I would have took a season just mid-table, you know, just staying in the league, but to get promoted was, I think everyone was a bit surprised by it. But to be fair, the way we started the season, you could see the team was good, the team took good shape, and the manager demanded high standards, and I think that stuck throughout the season.
Huddersfield's pre-season began at Accrington Stanley and then culminated in a trip to Austria ahead of this weekend's Premier League bow at Crystal Palace.
I'm pretty happy, to be fair. We had no major issues in terms of injuries. Michael Heveler and Tommy Smith are back in training since the end of the last week. They were out since the playoff final, so I'm very happy that I have them back now in training. And in terms of how the group came together, we did some very, very big steps. We have signed some good characters, and the characters we kept are very strong as well.
Rewarded with a hefty promotion windfall, Wagner acted swiftly in the transfer window, spending like Huddersfield have never spent before.
It's fresh faces to me, but I know the lads, I know the names, so I've come into a dressing room where I've felt welcome from not only players, staff, everyone at the training ground, everyone at the stadium.
Ince has long been portrayed as a player of great promise, but at 25, it's time to deliver.
I feel that this time round, compared to the 2 short spells I had previously, that, you know, I'm in a team and a manager that plays the way that I like to play the game. You know, the manager wants me to do the basics, and that's what I have to do first and foremost, is to have the right attitude to win the ball back from my team, and then when given the chance in the final third, to express myself and to score goals.
The Wagner revolution put him and Huddersfield on the map. He became a man in demand.
I had some conversation with our chairman, and then there was no doubt about for me that I will stay. When I had a silent moment, I sat on my sofa and I thought, okay, now another manager comes in and wins football matches with my team in the Premier League, and I got sick about it when I thought about it. So this was then the final moment when I thought, okay, I'm not ready here.
In the picturesque setting of the Alps, the opposition was provided by Stuttgart and Torino.
I was here in this location a few times before with Dortmund's second team, and Dortmund's first team were here in this town as well. I know this facility. I've known that we will have a perfect environment for this pre-season camp, and you are able to find good opponents less than 1 hour from your destination, and this is perfect as well.
It's non-stop with him and all the backroom staff, and I think he demands high levels from everyone. Everyone always tells me, okay, do this on the ball, but as soon as I come here, it's literally what do you do off the ball. To be fair, if I would have stayed at Chelsea, I don't think I would have got as much chance as I would have wanted to. I didn't want to have a season like last year and then go back to Chelsea and be sitting on the bench. I think it didn't really make sense for my career and for my development.
I'm very happy with what we've done so far. We are still very early in the transfer window, but nobody knows, so we will see what happens. But we have done a lot of our business so far.
Working on one of the lowest budgets in the Championship made last season's achievement all the more remarkable.
I think the gap we had financial-wise in the last season in the Championship got now even bigger. Compared to the other clubs, financial-wise, we are not competitive. So leave the financial side beside you and find something new to be successful.
I think everyone's played well so far in the games and everyone's worked hard in pre-season, so I think it's going to be tough for the gaffer to pick a team come the first game against Palace.
We are not able to bring superstars in. We have not the player where you think, okay, give him the ball, he will decide this match. But we will have a group together which will work for each other, which will make it very uncomfortable for every opponent. As a footballer or as a sportsman, you only ask for a chance. You like to get a chance. And then it's up to you what you make out of your chance.
Still to come, we hear from a panel of journalists about who's hot and who's not for the upcoming season.
With the new season almost upon us, what better time to gather three respected writers and broadcasters together for their predictions on the upcoming campaign.
I suppose the first question is, can Chelsea retain the title? The transfer window hasn't been that great thus far.
I would agree with you, Jason. I think that there's a great stat that I think Chelsea, until the penultimate game last season against Watford, that chaotic 4-3 win, Conte had used, I think, started only 16 outfield players. And as you say, when you factor in that two of those, Oscar and Ivanovic, have gone and Aki's gone, that squad is pretty thin in terms of depth.
This summer, I think that it took them a long time to get Morata. They missed out on Lukaku in many ways, maybe who was the first choice. Rudiger, I don't think he was the first choice. Maybe Bonucci was more. So it looked like they've been struggling to get exactly the type of player that Conte wants, and I don't know why.
But also, I think competition for places. You know, Alonso had no competition. Moses had no real competition last year. Even up top, they've got Batshuayi and Morata, so...
And Hazard is the big one. You know, when is he going to come back? How long is he going to miss?
Will
he come back? Will he come back? You know, really fully fit and ready to go? Will he need another month? You know, it's a huge question mark over that, and obviously with him or without him, it's a completely different Chelsea team.
Chelsea got a tough start to the season. The fixture list has not got Burnley at home first game, but after that, Chelsea have got some really tough games: United, Arsenal, Everton.
And I think with the Champions League, with any European competition, you need a strong squad. You need a broad squad, a lot of strength in depth, because you know those games come thick and fast, and you know the recovery and rest is crucial. So I think there's a month or so left in the transfer window. I think Chelsea needs about 2 or 3 to have any kind of chance of success. Well, top 4 looks extremely competitive this season. It used to be a closed shop for so many years. Personally, I can't see beyond United, City, Chelsea and Tottenham.
I think the two Manchester and Chelsea, I have them in the top 3. And then I think it could be a bit of a bloodbath for that full squad. When you look at Spurs' home record last year, just dropped 4 points. That's not going to happen this year. Their away form wasn't spectacular. They weren't brilliant away from home. The problem Spurs have is how do you improve that starting 11? They've got as good a starting 11 as anyone.
City can only improve, yeah? Pep will have learned from last season, the whole team, but there's new players.
I don't know whether Pep has learned, has he?
He's very stubborn. I mean, and I guess the guys who covered him in Barcelona and in Munich will say a similar thing, you know. And he said that to us, he said that publicly. I will not change the way I play. You know, I'm not going to adapt to the Premier League. The Premier League has to adapt to me, so he will pass it out from the back.
So I think there's an arrogance, and I think that is the dangerous route to go down. Conte came here with an idea they wanted to play, and he realised at half-time against Arsenal, I have to adapt.
But I think Pep can't afford to not win it. That's the key, I think. With all the money City have spent this summer and the expectation around him, you know, last season was the first season as a manager he's not won a trophy. They've really got to succeed. I mean, winning the title or bust for City. For United, I think they can afford to not win the title, but get in the top 4. I think that... You know,
can't finish 6th again,
can't finish 6th again, no. I mean, that was 24 points behind Chelsea.
The pressure is on everybody, but you would think that the place that could get the most toxic has to be Arsenal.
And they've lost 5 of the last 6 on the opening day, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think they will feel the pressure. I think Alexandre Lacazette, who is the club's record signing, will feel the pressure as well. You know, what happens to Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, who also have only 1 year left on his contract, plus the whole Arsene Wenger dilemma with the fans, that some will still be against him, even now that he's signed a new deal. It's just going to be fascinating to see.
One of the top 6 to lose his job at least, by the end of the season?
So we've talked about how competitive the top of the table would be, especially that top 4, top 6. But what about the bottom as well?
Well, I mean, they come up Huddersfield with a negative goal difference, which that's you can't do that in the Premier League. I think Newcastle will probably be of the three have the best chance of staying up. I think we'll see the usual suspects down the bottom. I've got a funny feeling Mark Hughes and Stoke will struggle this year. They've got a really tough start to the season. Their recruitment has not been great. They've let a number of players move on. They were poor last year.
I have a fear for Burnley. I just feel they may struggle.
What happens if Sigurdsson leaves Swansea and Llorente as well? You know, suddenly they will find themselves having to recruit, maybe in a bit of a rush.
Yeah.
What about Watford? Would we put Watford in there? Marco Silva did a good job at Hull, although couldn't save them.
I think I like Silva. I just think he's got too much about him. He showed last season what, with that, he come close to keeping Hull up.
Yeah.
That was a miracle and just getting even close. You know, I feel Watford will probably be okay.
What are you the most looking forward to seeing in the season in the Premier League?
I'm interested to see how Lukaku does. He's going to have to score on a regular basis. He got 25 goals last season. I think I'm right in saying that 21 of those goals were against the bottom 13 teams.
For me, it's the battle of the strikers. I think will be fascinating between the move from Lukaku, like you said, to United, Morata, Chelsea, Lacazette, Arsenal, Gabriel Jesus or Aguero, you know, whoever plays up front with Pep. At City, you've got the Liverpool boys as well with Firmino, Mane. See all that dynamic going forward, which I think will be very interesting.
We still have the best managers in the world, and a number of those managers last year didn't perform. Pep, Jose. I thought Klopp did brilliantly, bearing in mind they were one of the only sides in the league to make money in the January transfer window. Arsene Wenger, who knows what you're going to get with him. Also, I feel that Pochettino has to win something. He's been superb. Spurs are getting better. Third and second is progression, you know, but they haven't won a trophy and they come up short when it really matters. Conte's come in, first season, done, you know, so it's almost like that someone somewhere is going to have a bad season, right?
So top scorer this season, Premier League?
Morata.
Lukaku.
First manager sacked?
First manager sacked, Bilic. He looked last season a little beaten. I feel that this will be a tough season for West Ham. OK, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Oh, God, I hate this part.
Who's going to win it? Who's going to finish second, third and fourth, and who's going to get relegated? I'll start. I'm going to go for Manchester United. I'm going to go for Jose Mourinho's side. City to finish second, Chelsea third, and I'm going to go for Spurs to finish fourth.
I'll go City, United, Chelsea, Spurs.
I will go for City because I do think that when it will click, and it will click at some point, and when they will get the consistency, it could be fantastic. I will go for Chelsea second, Jose Mourinho and United in third. And again, because I'm a romantic and French, I go with Arsenal in fourth because Lacazette is going to be amazing and Lacazette is going to score 50 goals.
Relegated, I'm going to go for Stoke. I'm also going to go for Brighton. And I just think that maybe Huddersfield, with their negative goal difference last season, you can't do that in the Premier League.
I think Burnley will struggle. I think Burnley, Huddersfield and Brighton. I think are my three to go down.
My bottom three, Huddersfield and Brighton, and I think the third one would be Burnley as well.
So watch all those predictions come back to haunt us.
What do you use on Twitter?
Everton win the title. Huddersfield second.
Yeah, exactly.